Ooh, it's a good one.
Welcome into A Toast of Film. I'm one of your hosts, Ebo, and
I'm Tyson.
Usually I have Trey here, but we had to get a different tea because I'm Ebo.
I'm Tybo.
And that's because we're talking about Y2k. If you like the 90s, we have the episode for you because we got Y2k stories, Y2k movie. We got Mr. Snail's Pick of the Week, which was a 90 film, funny enough. And Tyson, what is the list we're ending with this week?
Movies from the 1999.
There's a lot of good ones.
Top 5.
There's a lot of bad ones.
There was a lot of bad ones.
Tyson doesn't have Blair Witch. He's banished from the podcast.
Okay, we'll get into that.
We'll get into it. But let me tell y'all a story. So this week we're toasting with Lion Creek Brewing Company. So this is from beautiful Peachtree City, Georgia. The can is wonderful. I had high hopes for this. Here's the thing. When I bought this Merry and Bright Christmas ale, I thought it was going to be like a wheat beer, and a white ale, light ale, something. It's like a dark amber ale, and I'm not feeling it.
No.
Wonderful can design, wonderful company, represent Georgia, but it is a powerful little ditty.
Yeah. Very powerful.
But Tyson, the year was 1999. Y2k panic was everywhere.
Everywhere.
I was 10. You were
17.
So, we're both under 20. And I was at a party. Okay. Everybody was here at this house, the house we're recording at right now. And everything was going fine. 10, 9. Everybody's excited. Everybody's hyped. But also some people are like, oh no, what if that Y2K happens?
What happens?
I kid you not. Midnight strikes, our house goes dark.
Really?
And we're like, literally people scream. And then the power comes back on. Everyone's confused. My neighbor comes out of the laundry room dying of laughter because he went in there where our breaker is and hit the breaker for the whole house. But do you have any Y2K story?
So I was 17 and really didn't have a lot of friends that partied, so I didn't go anywhere. But we did hang out with my aunt and uncle who did party, and they were also kind of mostly on the edge of crazy. So they prepped and they were telling all the stories, and the party consisted of showing us their stockpile. And they had a whole bunch of stocked up apple juice for some reason. It was but it was the cans of
those pineapple juice cans.
No, it was like a small beer can, And I remember, I don't know. He had a lot of them. Anyway, so me and my cousin drank 40 of them. But what they don't tell you as a little kid is that apple juice is a natural laxative.
Oh.
Yeah. So that was my Y2K.
I learned this the hard way, boys and girls. One year, because I would always go to one of the neighbors would host one. But one year I things fell through with everything. And so I was just alone. And I love the the Welch's sparkling. And I went through 7 of those. And let's just say the new year did not start out well for me. Me and you ever just go to the bathroom and you pray? You're like, Lord, if you just let me make it through this, I'll be a changed person.
I'll do it.
That's how that year started.
For sure.
But Tyson, before we get into the movie, just for the kids at home, maybe they don't know what Y2K is. I have coworkers who did not know what Y2K is.
At all?
Yeah, they legit had never heard of it. But then again, this was the same person. They had never heard of the Challenger.
Oh,
Like they're young.
head in the sand.
Yeah. So just real quick, tell the people what was the Y2K? What did they think was going to happen?
So they thought that the government would shut down, all utilities would just stop working. So no more water, no more power, no more internet, no nothing. It was going to be bedlam, and everything was going to basically restart the world. And I remember everybody watching Japan's New Year because they were the first New Year. So like they would live stream Japan's like ball drop or whatever, and like or maybe it wasn't Japan. It was somewhere like over in the east. But yeah, it was a big deal. But yeah, it was just computers, and they thought computers were going to crash.
So what you're saying is they didn't think that Tamagotchis would get, Barbie like those little cars, and get claw machines on it and set kids on fire.
I'm not gonna lie to you, that's exactly what happened.
Oh man,
back in 1999. But so like this movie got everything right.
Everything. It's amazing we survived.
Yeah.
But we have Y2K brought to us from Kyle Mooney, who directed, wrote, and stars in as a like stoner character. You may know him from the classic SNL Expedition sketch where he's Donnie Cronde as Clark.
Okay.
Yeah, he was a big SNL guy.
Yeah.
But you got two kids, both losers. You got Jaden Martell as Eli. He was Bill from It. And Julian Dennison is Danny. He's been in a lot of stuff. Like he was in Deadpool 2 as the little annoying kid.
Yep.
He was in Godzilla as the annoying kid.
Was he?
Yeah. Okay. The second Godzilla.
The second one.
He was in this as an annoying kid. He has a niche.
Yeah.
It's like, do you need a really loud and just inappropriate kid?
Yeah.
This is your guy. But Eli, he want that girl.
He did.
He want Rachel Zegler playing Laura.
So what has she been in?
So you may know her from West Side Story.
Nope.
As Maria. You may also know her as Lucy Bear from The Hunger Games, the newest one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, where was she?
You may know her as Snow White coming to a theater near you.
Really?
Yeah, she's going to be the Snow White coming out in March.
Didn't know that.
But these kids, they're going to a party. 1999, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Power goes out, power comes back on. Now, everything from the dishwasher to the blender, we'll get to the blender.
The blender.
Everything comes to life, and they have a sole goal. They're taking out the humans.
All of them.
So, Tyson, what's your first reaction to this movie?
So, I felt like the target audience was people like me who were teenagers in 1999, and I was super for it. I was like, heck yeah, let's do it. That wasn't how I left the theater, though.
So from the trailer, I was hyped. Like anybody can tell you. Like every time I saw a trailer, I was like, yes, this is what I want. And I'll tell you this, the opening of the movie, you get a lot of stuff that for people like us brings a lot of nostalgia. Blowing the cartridge to play some N64.
Right.
Walking through the video store, like all the posters. They had a Mystery Men standee.
Yep.
They did a lot to give you that nostalgia of the 90s.
And the music.
Yeah, the music.
Yeah.
And then we have, I'll tell y'all this, the scene where everything goes to heck, that scene, I was like a kid in a candy shop. I mean, Tamagotchi setting somebody on fire. The blender, man.
That poor kid.
That poor kid got done wrong, because if he didn't die, he's going to wish he did, because the blender decided to blend away something. I'll leave it to your imagination, but let's just say that guy, if he lived, he's not having children. The freaking what's the thing people are always worried about? The garbage disposal.
Yep.
And that scene was amazing because it's just like this gory, stupid fun.
Yeah.
And then you get the rest of the movie. the dialogue in this, it hurt me.
So I have to backtrack on that a little bit.
Mhm.
So I feel like the dialogue was perfect for a 13 to 17-year-old kid.
Mhm.
That might have been what their target audience was for that
Yeah.
part. But yeah, I'm with you. As an adult, I was like, okay, what's happening?
Yeah, like let's see how many F-bombs we can say. Let's
Yeah.
just try and be like, it seems like target audience was like he said, your teens or maybe people who are into certain substances,
Mhm.
Which
Yeah.
I mean, Kyle Mooney's character, that's what he was.
Yeah.
But this movie, it gave that little nostalgia. It gave me the cool, like, gory massacre where everybody's dying.
Yeah.
And it just gave you nothing else.
Well, I mean, it had a little bit of, like, I believe the relationship, like the main character's progression of I'm a nerd little boy that's scared to talk to girls, and now I have the girl, right? Like, I believe in that part.
I will also tell you, the porta potty scene was hysterical. I just thought about it because I was like, no, there was one other thing.
Yeah.
Fred Durst was in this as Fred Durst.
And he did a concert.
I didn't know that's how he sounded in real life.
He sounds older.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he still tours or not.
Yeah.
I haven't kept up with Fred Durst since 2000. So
yeah, about when this movie came out.
Yeah.
Very appropriate. But this movie, it's fun at points, but it does feel like it drags.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this. If this was a 30-minute short for like a film festival, just saying, we might have something there. Like, give us like 2-3 minutes, like the friends just hanging out. Then they go to the party. Then like that 4th minute mark, have the massacre happen, and then them like trying to get out.
Yeah, the whole middle, where they're at the collective.
Oh yeah, the collective, Stoner Central.
Yeah, that could have been cut.
Yeah,
all of it. Yeah.
And then we get to something, and I mean, with this kind of movie, since this is kind of goofy, silly movie, I feel he did this intentionally. But we get to the old hive mind. You want a scapegoat in any movie, make it a hive mind.
Why?
Because you only got to kill one thing.
That's true. I mean, but in Penis Day, you only had to kill the one thing.
Whoa. That's a joke that makes sense if you watch the movie. And I did not expect that.
No, I was laughing.
Yeah, they're trying to reference Independence Day when they're actually making fun of the hive mind, and they're in a adult film room. Let's just say, video stores kids used to have a special section
walled off.
Of just adult films, and they have one, and that is the title. And it was a very good joke.
Yeah.
When I was at Movie Stop, I had a 80-year-old lady like usher me over, and she whispered to me, "Where are your adult pictures?" I'm like, "Man, we don't sell those here. This is a family store." She was very disappointed.
Oh,
the olds, ladies, they get wild.
You gotta help them.
But Tyson, what would be your final thoughts and your rating for this movie?
So, okay, as artistic direction that he took, like it being 4:3, because that wasn't a mess up by the theater.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure they shot it in 4:3, which is what they had in 2000, 1999.
Mm-hmm.
The graphics were really good. There was really only that one fake looking flame.
Yeah.
But other than that, like all the graphics seemed really good. So it was a fun time. I wasn't disappointed, but I definitely wouldn't watch it in theaters again.
Yeah, I think this movie would be a good, it would be a good New Year's Eve party.
It absolutely would.
You throw it on, you watch the intro for a little bit, you watch the massacre scene, and then you can kind of, make yourself a drink.
Go back to your friends.
Yeah, hang out, and then at the end, do a little countdown, whatever. I think it delivered on what they intended.
Mhm.
It just wasn't what I was expecting to get from the movie. I was expecting a little more chaos throughout.
Yeah.
Because it slows.
Yeah.
You know, I wanted, like, once we hit the zaniness, like Tamagotchi, fire,
Right.
stab, stab, stab,
Yeah.
stab.
The Sawzall. Yeah.
Yeah. I was hoping we're gonna stay at that level, and it gets real.
They had that Fred Durst budget, and it like capped.
The Fred Durst budget ruined it all.
Ruined it. It's just one of those days.
You know, sometimes I don't know why. But what would be your Cheers rating? We do out of 5. This is big, Tyson.
This is huge. This
First
is my,
ever.
Look, long-time listener, first-time caller. I'm going to give it a 2.2.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oof. Stiff from the old Tyson over here.
Yeah. If I had paid for the movie, I think I would have been even lower.
Yeah, we're both on the AMC A list, so it's like,
yeah.
You know, it's tough. So I have a rule that I've established on here, and it's not just on here. It's how I deal with life. When I rate a movie, 3 is where every movie starts.
Really?
And based on what you do, you can go up, you can go down. So I liked, the main kid I thought did decent.
He's a really good actor.
I liked old Rachel Zegler.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the other side characters could have done without little bucket hat.
Dude, he never took his hat off. I thought it was just because
I was hoping the chick was gonna take his hat
off at the end.
Yeah.
Right? No, he died with it on.
Yeah, and then you got like the girl, you got like old boy who's in a Stranger Things, which they made him a bully.
Yeah,
which was a little unbelievable.
Right.
But
he was tall. He was like the tallest character in that movie.
I would give this like a 2.6, 2.7. Only because I could easily see this being a movie where it hits a streaming service. I just rewatch that like chaos scene every once in a while. Not rewatch the movie.
Yeah.
Rewatch that scene. Because the movie, it's pretty tough. Like, if somebody wanted me to go see this in theaters, I'd be like, guys, I don't care if it's free. I can't do it.
Yeah.
When it hits streaming, I'll watch it with you because then I can get up if I need to, I can do whatever.
Yeah. If I walked into a friend's house and they had this playing, I wouldn't be upset.
Yeah.
But I will never go like, hey, I'm going to watch this movie.
I'd be like, oh, Y2k, let's go.
Let's go.
But it's not like if it's on TBS, you're going to be like, oh, man,
let me sit through
buckle in.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. So, not the worst. No ones.
No.
But,
Has there ever been a 1 on the show?
I have.
Oh,
I'll do you one better, but I've done a negative on this show before.
That's an option?
Yeah. For one movie.
Wicked.
No, and he knows. Yeah. Talking to you, Kyle Edward Ball. You know what you did. Skinner Marink. You ever heard of it?
No.
Keep it that way, Tyson. Don't ever look it up. Don't Google it. He doesn't deserve the hits. It's not a movie. I don't know how to get started. Every time we talk about him, I get heated and I say his full name because I hate him. He's never allowed on podcast. Banned. But let's talk about something happy. Let's talk about Mr. Snail's pick of the week, which was Angus. Came out in the 90s, I believe 96. It's from Patrick Reed Johnson, who, let me tell y'all, this guy is the writer of every Dragonheart movie. So all 7 of them.
Okay.
Which is incredible considering the first one is so good.
So good.
And all those sequels are so bad.
See, I never watched them. I just know that there were 7 of them.
Yeah, like, don't do it. I've sat through every one of them.
Land Before Time stuff.
I do it for the people. But he also directed Baby's Day Out. Do you remember that movie?
I do.
And
awful.
His first ever thing, he was the writer and director of Spaced Invaders. Spaced Invaders. One of my all-time movies that I never get to talk about on the podcast.
Well, talk about it because I'm clueless.
Spaced Invaders. Tyson, let me ask you something, okay? You remember War of the World?
Mm-hmm.
The radio broadcast, not the movies.
Yeah.
The radio broadcast.
I never listened to it. I'm aware of it.
Yeah. So the plot of this movie is it's Halloween night in a country bumpkin. I'm talking country, like where I spent my summers, country bumpkin town.
Okay.
And these aliens hear the broadcast because the local radio station's playing it for Halloween.
Sure.
They hear the broadcast and they're like, "Oh, our armada's killing them. Let's go." And these dudes, they're like 2 feet tall.
Okay.
They're just, and they're idiots. And I love it so much. It's legitimately one of my all-time favorite movies because they're just funny and they all got dumb names. And the one that flies is wearing 3D glasses when they crash. And he's like, "Note to self, kids, don't drive with 3D glasses." And that's exactly how he talks. But do you see this wonderfulness?
I've seen pictures of
Yeah, Spaced Invaders. If y'all haven't seen it, wonderful movie. But Patrick E. Johnson, he made this. So we got Angus, who was played by Charlie Talbert. He's still acting. He was in Megalopolis, which is considered the biggest bomb of the year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no big deal.
Oh.
We also got Troy, Chris Owens, the Shermanator from American Pie.
American Pie?
Yeah, the Shermanator.
Yeah.
His mom is Kathy Bates.
Oof.
Ariana Richards, old girl from Jurassic Park and Tremors, the little blonde girl.
The old girl, yeah.
Yeah, she plays like the hotness in this movie, Melissa, that the main guy Angus is after. And then you know who the bully is? James Vanderbeek. Yeah.
I don't believe it.
James Vanderbeek. He's mean.
In this?
Yes, he's the bully in the movie.
That's weird.
He's always picking on Angus, calling him fat. Let me tell you, if there's one thing you need to know, one, Angus is fat. That's what the movie tells you. They make sure to remind you constantly.
Right.
But also, the opening of the movie is like Angus and Rick through the years, where Rick's picking on Angus, but Angus is always bigger than him. So he keeps breaking his nose to the point where the principal is like, "We have a magnet school that you've been accepted into because you're so smart and talented. But if you break Rick's nose one more time, we're not letting you go." Like, that's literally a subplot of this movie is, Angus, you can't beat up Rick anymore. So Rick is like an emotional bully because he can't physically do anything. Yeah. Angus plays football. Rick kind of plays football. He's kind of a sorry football player. He's just not a good. He's like, "Hey, Angus, you suck, man." But this movie, it's very 90s. You watch it, you're like, it's very 90s. And I don't know if I ever care to watch it again. Because it's that like thing where your parents, like we were at the video store, and they were like, "Oh, this looks like a nice movie."
James Vanderbeek.
Yeah, exactly. They see James Vanderbeek, or they'll see like old girl from Jurassic Park and be like, "Oh, you love Jurassic Park. Yeah, the girl from it's in this." Yeah. And you watch it because your parents, rented it.
Spent the money.
And then you're like, "Yeah, Mom and Dad, how about we don't get that one again?"
Ever. That's
kind of what this is. But it had decent moments. Let me tell you, Ariana Richards, you really get to see that girl can act. Because she has one scene where, like, of course, at the prom, something has to be embarrassing for Angus, ruin his night. Well, it also ruins Melissa's night. And then she's, like, outside and she's crying. And she, like, looks at him and she has this, like, face of, like, just sadness and horror. And I'm like, God, baby, what did they do to you? Mascara's running down her face. But cute movie. Cute movie. I give it like a 2.5.
Yeah.
I got to put it just below Y2k because I'm more willing to watch Y2k than this.
Y2k was fun at parts.
And this has some fun parts. Sherman, little Shermanator with his big old ears. Yeah. He's having a good time. But check it out if you want to. Angus from the 90s. But Tyson, we need to figure out what is going to be Mr. Snail's next pick.
All right.
And we have the holiday list.
I'm a Grinch. So.
He is. Y'all ever see Tyson in the street? Ask him about Hobby Lobby commercials. The things this man will tell you.
I will rant.
It'll blow your mind. But here's what we got, guys. We got 20 films, or is it only 20? So we got Dear Santa, the Santa Claus double feature. That means you have to roll 2 more times.
Oh.
Babes in Toyland, Ernest Saves Christmas,
Oh, I love that one.
Pete's Christmas, Silent Night, Deadly Night sequel. So I have to pick one of the awful sequels. A Creature Was Stirring, Night of the Missing, Christmas in the Smokies, Black Christmas from '74, Doctor Who the Snowman, Nutcrackers, Sweethearts, a Naughty and Nice double feature. That's where a horror movie is paired with a non-horror movie. We have a special dice for that one if it gets chosen. Doctor Who Last Christmas, Black Christmas 2006, Silent Night, There's Something in the Barn, and Silent Night, Deadly Night, the original, the only good one of the 5. So Tyson, my fate, the listener's fate, it's all in your hand.
What are you hoping for? High or low?
I'm kind of hoping we get the Naughty and Nice double feature, but you know, fate can be a cruel mistress. What is that? 18. Oh, we almost had it. Oh, but we got a good one, Tyson.
Yeah.
This is Silent Night from 2012. It's available on Tubi. I always like when a Tubi pick's available. This movie is where a man who wants revenge on a town, he dons a like plastic, not like rubber or anything, but like plastic Santa mask with a fake beard on it, and he just goes around killing folks.
I mean, that's my kind of Christmas. Sure.
Tyson, let me tell you, you think that's good? I will go on record. One of the greatest kid death scenes in history because he kills this little girl that is so mean. Like her mom is like working like 2 jobs so she can get this little girl a good Christmas. And the little girl's like, why isn't the tree, a 15-footer, Mom? Mm. She's just like so mean, and her mom's like so tired from working. And let's just say that little girl did not get to see Christmas. And it's amazing. So stay tuned. Check out Silent Night from 2012. But Tyson, it is list time.
Do you go first, or do you want me to?
You go first.
Okay. So I wasn't sure. I was confused by the project. Mm-hmm. Is it my list from when I was a teenager in 1999, or my movie picks now as a 42-year-old man?
You know what? How about this for fun? Do your top 5 from when you were a teenager, but just like, just go through those rapid fire. But then tell us with each of your new 5 why those are now in their spots.
No problem.
So what's the OG list?
All right. Fight Club.
Nice.
American Pie because of a teenager.
Yeah.
Yeah. Austin Powers, surprisingly.
Very nice. Yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby. The Matrix, and then surprisingly Payback.
Oh.
With Mel Gibson.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Right on. But starting with number 5, what is current in live and in color, Tyson?
Well, let me ask, have you seen my stapler?
Oh, very nice. Very nice, Milton.
Yeah. So Office Space. Them James Vanderbeek.
Yeah.
Varsity Blues.
Ooh, I love some Varsity Blues.
Oh yeah.
There goes my hero.
Galaxy Quest. Love me some Sigourney Weaver. Fight Club, and then surprisingly again, Payback.
Okay, so I kind of get everything else. Like I could see you like in Varsity Blues because very good football movie, one of the better football movies. I could see Galaxy Quest, because you're a nerd. Y'all can't see it right now. This man's got like the coolest Star Wars tattoo.
Let's see.
Yeah, you see the sabers?
Wait.
Get in frame.
It's there.
It's there. But so I could see that. Fight Club, phenomenal movie.
Action.
But Payback. Tell me about Payback though.
So, all right, my dad kind of looks like Mel Gibson.
Okay.
And for whatever reason, like we grew up watching Mel Gibson movies, and like I associate that with my dad. And so any movie that Mel Gibson is angry in just reminds me of my dad. And so I just love those movies. So there was a Netflix movie recently.
Yeah.
With Mel Gibson. Get the Gringo.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely love that movie. It's like my dad to a T.
Me and my dad, were big on The Patriot.
Mm-hmm.
Patriot, great movie. And I always tell people when we were watching at the old Dollar Theater that was across from Big Lots. And the scene where the cannonball takes out that dude's leg, we were dying in the theater. And everyone else was like confused. They were like, what happened? I'm like, did you see that man's leg? It is gone.
It's over there now.
Yeah. Dude, okay. That's a solid list, though. So what you're telling me is The Matrix didn't make either of our lists.
Right.
If I can say to the listeners, to the viewers, in my research, for some reason, my Google did not inform me Matrix was 99. And I remembered it being 2000 or 98.
Yeah.
So The Matrix did not make either list.
Did Fight Club?
Fight Club did not make the list.
But you were aware that it was on an option.
Oh, yeah. I was aware of that one.
Okay.
Varsity Blues almost made the list because I love some Varsity Blues.
It's an amazing movie.
All right. So real quick, I got to do honorable mention. Silent Predators. This was a TV movie that I grew up watching where rattlesnakes, like a Eastern Diamondback and a tropical rattlesnake, they breed and then they invade this small town.
Terrifying.
And the thing is, because these are like hybrids, one bite, you're dead. Ooh. Like no ifs, ands, or buts. They bite you, you're dead. And then, people be dying. Think of you made that movie
Arachnophobia?
Yeah, Arachnophobia.
Yeah.
Think of that, but rattlesnakes.
Yeah.
And they're just everywhere.
Getting right on that hype train of, phobias.
So shout out that. But number 5, I had to pick one of the Disney Channel originals because I was watching Disney Channel original movies at the time.
A lot, yeah.
And 4 solid, offerings from 99. And I had to go with the 13th year, about the Mermaid Kid. Love it. 13th year. Great movie. Tyson.
Nope.
Tyson hates love.
I hate love.
He said, get it out of here.
Get it out of here.
Number 4, My Favorite Martian. Which with Doc Brown as an alien.
Oh my gosh.
What are you talking about? Zoot the suit? Come on, Tyson. Hey, number 3, though. We share the same number 3.
Galaxy Quest.
Galaxy Quest.
Thor's Hammer.
Great movie. Me and Ed also saw that one at the Dollar Theater. We had peanut M&Ms. Great time. Number 2, and this was a toss-up because number 2 could have almost been number 1. Lake Placid.
Okay.
Anyone knows me. You put big animal in movie, I'm in.
That was a shock. Like, people were shocked at how well that movie did.
Yeah.
I remember.
And because they mixed CG with animatronics, which is always the way to do it.
Sure.
Big alligator.
Yeah.
You got old Nathan, he hit me in the nose. You're supposed to say go.
What was that movie with the big snake?
Anaconda? Yeah.
That was late 90s, right?
97.
Yeah.
But number 1, and I'm ashamed Tyson doesn't have it on his list. How dare you, first of all, is one of the greatest films ever made. It is the winner of Sexiest Cast ever in a movie. It is.
Who voted on that?
Everyone voted on that.
Okay.
Everyone voted on that. You can ask anybody. When I say this, you ready? The Mummy.
Okay. Yeah. So that was on my short list for sure.
Think about it. You got Brendan Fraser at his most hunkiest.
I love Brendan Fraser.
You got Rachel Weisz looking adorable.
Yep.
You got old buddy who was he was in the Navi or whatever, with the tattoos. Yep. You got Imhotep. You got Naxiamun.
Yeah, and the story was great.
And then you got old Benny.
Yeah.
Benny.
Oh, Benny, yeah.
He's got all the horses.
Yeah, he's got all the horses.
But he's on the wrong side of the
river. Yeah.
Just fantastic movie. Great movie. If you've never seen The Mummy, best of all time.
Speaking of Brendan Fraser, Alicia Silverstone.
Oh, yeah.
Y2k.
We did not mention that.
Yeah.
She plays the mom of the old boy.
Very small part, but
yeah,
She pulls it off well.
She smokes a doobie.
She does.
She does.
Yeah, she's a cool mom.
But we've reached an episode. Tyson, thank you for being here. Thank you for rolling Mr. Snails. And thank you for putting the mummy on your list. Oh, wait, you did it. So you're banned forever. LeChunk says it. Mr. Snail says it. Banned forever. No, but Tyson will definitely be back. You know, he's become a good movie buddy. He's seeing all this stuff. Hopefully, next movie is better.
What is the next movie?
Might be Lord of the Rings.
Oh,
them rings are coming.
Yeah,
them rings are calling.
And then we've got what was that other movie that was a sequel to a heist movie?
Oh, Den of Thieves, Pantera.
Yes. Yeah,
I gotta watch the first one before then. I've never seen the first one.
No,
Gerard Butler.
He's looking very Mel Gibson pissed off.
Oh my God, yeah, he does look. Gerard Butler used to be like the hunky guy, and then he's got into like a weird territory where he did like 5 End of the World movies, like Geostorm, Greenland,
and White House Fallen or something like that.
Oh yeah, Olympus Has Fallen, and now he's like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna be Mel Gibson, because he really does. Like, if you said, okay, this is Mel Gibson from 20 years ago, I'd be like, bet, run it.
Yep.
But if you want to let us know what you think, maybe you love that Hallmark commercial.
No.
That Hobby Lobby commercial, the best commercial ever. Maybe you love it. Maybe you loved Y2K. If you did, just make sure to include what substances you were or were not on, you know, and maybe you like dark ales, you know, maybe
they can have the rest of this one.
Yeah, they can come here. I'll put a link. You can come have it. But we appreciate you listening. If you want to follow along, let me tell you the best ways. Check us out on Instagram and TikTok, A Toast to Film, all one word. Check us out on Twitter at film_toast, or check us out on YouTube, where you can see all this wonderful stuff except my hat, because it's green, so it kept going out. But we just want you to have a good night and good viewing.